I first met Alvinia Bridges in 2014 when subletting a room from her in New York City. One evening, she invited me for tea, and I started noticing all the photos pinned up on the wall above the table. For instance, there was a color photo of Mick Jagger huddled together with other rock and roll legends, Tina Turner, Madonna, Bob Dylan, the list went on. When I would ask about these objects, she would always respond with things like, "Oh, that's when I was working on Live Aid," or "That's when I was Mick's personal business liaison," or "Roberta was how I got into the business." After saying, "Wait, what?" over and over again, I asked if I could record her telling these stories, which we did nightly. Before moving out, she asked if I would write her memoir. Years later, we have signed with a lit agent who is currently sending a proposal and draft to presses. So as that works its way through the trade publishing world, I explored other ways to share her story. In summer 2021, I was awarded a Simpson Center Digital Humanities Fellowship to create an ArcGIS story map of Alvinia's life in New York with the support of various people, such as Verletta Kern, Haley Park, Ollie Gordon, Miriam Fakuri, and all the people in my fellowship cohort. Now I will briefly show you what our story map looks like. I created 2 story maps. One focuses more on the narrative. It recounts important experiences in Alvinia's life chronologically and includes photos of illustrative memorabilia. The other is geared towards users who want to participate in a walking tour. It prioritizes geographic proximity and photos of the sites. I will be showing the walking tour. When you land on the page, you are greeted with photos of Alvinia and a timeline of important dates from her life in New York City, such as when Alvinia became roommates with Jerry Hall, when she gets a job with Roberta Flack, when she meets Bill Graham before starting working with the Rolling Stones. We then get to the walking tour, which has a link to the complete transcript of the tour. As you see here. Back in the tour, as you scroll down, you have access to the map with directional arrows between each stop. You also can click recordings and transcripts. We start at Alvinia's home, go to Bill Graham's office, then Antonio Lopez's studio at Carnegie Muse, then Studio 54, where she spent much of the late 70s. Then the William Morris Agency, when she started working with Roberta Flack. Then the Waldorf Astoria for the first Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Then Francisco Scavulo's studio for an impromptu modeling gig with Jerry Hall. Then the Dakota, where Roberta Flack lived at the time, where Alvinia ran into John Lennon. And the stops on the map continue, as we see here. And I am going to play a clip of Alvinia talking about finding Mick Jagger, a dance teacher. And while we listen to this, I'll continue scrolling through the map points, as well as the memorabilia.
I just thought it was something. Mick, he wanted a dancing teacher. And I knew this. Her name was Lori Eastside. And she was a dancer. And I got in touch with her. And he chose the library floor that it would be good because she had to put up a fake mirror. She and I talked about the monies and stuff between she and I, and then I went to him, and that was not a problem. Mm-hmm. But just the scheduling and to make sure it didn't interfere with her time, because he was not going on tour or doing anything. Because Lori told him he just didn't have rhythm. She's like tough Irish girl, you know. It's just like I told you just don't have any rhythm, and just keep doing what you're doing. Something like that, you know. And they both laughed.
That's all I have time for today. Please check out the project by going to my website, sites.uw.edu/MAYAAS. Thanks.